It's been a long, cold December for the North Stars and the Blackhawks, but things got heated up prior to the start of tonight's game at Chicago Stadium. This little pile of material came from this little pile of material, and things got going before the puck was even dropped. Welcome to Chicago Stadium. Along with Tom Reed, this is Doug McLeod. And Tommy, things got going early tonight between Wayne Van Dorp and Shane Sherla, and that wasn't all.
Well, the one thing is that the North Stars said they needed something to get them going, and as these two players came together, our understanding is that Sanapa, who's in the game as well, he and Sherla are having words, and Van Dorp came into it. But I'll tell you, Sherla certainly made his presence felt as he and Van Dorp got into it, and Van Dorp left the ice, and he was just bleeding quite profusely. We don't know exactly the nature of the injury, but that's not where it ended, because all of these players on the ice right now grabbing onto each other as this continued. This went on for about 12 minutes, I believe it was, as we tried to clock it here in the warm-up.
Look at Van Dorp. He's the one without the shirt. Mike Gartner has his arm around him now. That is Wayne Van Dorp. The blood pulsing out of him, and the other shirtless guy is Shane Sherla. But now things are about to get general. First it was just these two guys and everybody else milling around, but you knew that wouldn't last for long.
It certainly wouldn't. As other players are grabbing on, of course, you got McCrae and Secord. Well, I give the North Star coaches a lot of credit. They came onto the ice. The Chicago coaches did not.
No.
But that was Doug Jarvis, led by, it was Craig Hartsburg, who came on first of all onto the ice to try to get his players back into the dressing room. Then out came Dame Chambers, and also Doug Jarvis, and Pierre stood in the doorway, and finally they got them down to the end. But at the Chicago end, there were no coaches to be seen. But of course, all the action was down the other end as well. But this went on, and the players certainly did not finish their warm-up. They should be warmed up as it is right now. The referees are on the ice right now, but they had to do a little bit of cleaning up before they could get things underway here. Well, you can tell from the reaction of the fans here that we are going to have a tremendous hockey game. The referee for tonight's game will be Dan Marawelli, and he will be assisted on the lines by Jerry Pateman and also Dan Shackney. If you've just joined us, there was quite a brawl in the pregame, or in the warm-up prior to the pregame here, and we expect to see the same type of intensity portrayed by both of these teams during this game.
All right, here we go. The North Stars and the Blackhawks, and we've already had a tremendous brawl. We played a minute 17 of a scoreless first. Broughton unloads off the pad of Chevrier. Bellows centers. Nothing there. Trying to feed for Broughton. Graham and Wilkinson collide, and Wilkinson took a little pop at Graham. Dirk Graham squares away on Neil Wilkinson, and linesman Jerry Pateman jumps in the middle of him. Dan Shackney grabbing Wilkinson, and the linesmen, of course, were ready to jump on anything that moved, and it started moving early at 1:33 of the first. We'll be right back to Chicago Stadium.
The North Stars, and there's a look at the penalty right there as Graham was taking Wilkinson in. Wilkinson gives him a little shot back, and then a few verbal barbs exchanged back and forth, and the captain of the Blackhawks, former North Star, going after Wilkinson, but the linesmen very quick to get in there.
Creighton and Murphy now got to it a little bit, and now Sutter and Broughton are going to go. And here we go again at 2:07 of the first period.
Well, we said it might cool down, and it has not cooled down, as Neil Broughton has gone to the penalty bench, and he and Creighton will get penalties, or Sutter, I should say, will probably get penalties. Bellows in there as well.
Here's the puck loose in the North Star zone, kept alive by Murray. On the end boards, Larry Murphy goes down, nailed by Ronick.
On Secord here, take out Larry Murphy, the North Stars, with a stick up, and ran him into the boards pretty good. The one thing about Secord, he plays the game fair. He plays it tough, but he does play pretty fair. And then you can see Ronick coming in there as Murphy was coming around the board. Nice little poke check by Chambers as he was in on top of Secord, just knocking enough to get it out over that blue line.
Loose puck right in front of the net. Chevrier will knock it away to the corner. Checked by Duchesne. Center, Madonna tap once, twice, three times, and off the left pad of Alain Chevrier. Back out comes Savard. Dennis Savard to the line, shooting. Right on a save by Casey. Sherla now danced away from the hip check by Gilbert. It comes to center. Tenorti got blasted from behind and de-helmeted by Gilbert. Tenorti, I think, believes that Larmer did it, but it was Gilbert. Now in the North Star zone, Shane Sherla, number 27. Blasted, and there'll be a check on a cheap shot by Cam Russell. And Mackey had a little tap on Russell. Now here's Tenorti without his helmet, wading right into it. And Yanni is locked up with Sherla and Mackey and Larmer. The penalty was going to go on Cam Russell, for the cheap shot on Sherlin.
Yanni is tied up with Sherlin. I don't think Yanni wants any part of that. Savard stuck his nose in there too, and Tenori took a swing at him. And you can see Churla right in there now with Yanni. No damage being done by either of the players right now. I'll tell you one thing, they are going to be some very tired players at the end of this hockey game. And our guest after the first period is going to be Basil McCrae of the North Stars.
And believe it or not, we planned that in advance. Neil Brock with the puck at center. Gardner breaking with him. Brock moving right in, shooting. He scores! A slow motion shot. And Chevrier zigged the wrong way. Brock didn't get much on it, but it meandered across the end line, and the North Stars take the lead at 7:35, 1-0. McGill will turn the puck back at neutral ice and deprive McCrae of his stick. John Casey back for Neil Wilkinson behind the net. Boom! As Wayne Presley nailed it. Now Adam Creighton in the corner with Giles bumping him. Casey with a whack at it. Mike Paluso there. The hitting continues hard and heavy. Larmer to play it. Kicked by Sharon. 25 seconds in the North Star power play. McCrae got a punch from McGill. Did you see that? Duchesne and Paluso digging away down there. You see referee Dan Maroelli floating in to take a good close look. He'll finally stop that one. Now Paluso and Murphy. And Larry Murphy comes up swinging for just a moment. From jam-packed and noisy Chicago Stadium, where the fur has been flying since about 7:15, and now Basil McCrae set to go at it in the slot with Al Secord, and here we go. And Secord without the helmet. Got a few connections on to Basil's helmet.
Well, Basil's got that left, and he's throwing the left pretty hard. Secord driving to come back, but this is precipitated in the war-up. These two guys couldn't get at each other because of the players holding each other back, but they, right from the drop of this puck on this face-off, they were game as the play went up. They just stayed right in. You can see the lines moving in just in case, but they are standing there and...
Whoa, and Basil using the right now.
Him three dandies as Secord comes back over the top. He's a gamer.
You wonder why linesmen wear helmets in the NHL now. Secord got Pateman a good one, it looked like, and Basil McCrae raining that right.
So broadcast, rebroadcast.
Or the use of fisticuffs, skates, or sticks.
Just don't use it. If you got it, save it, don't use it.
Use it for your own enjoyment and don't sell it for anything. Meanwhile, back at the action. 3-on-3 at center. Neil Brock dropped it back. Here's Bellows just offside as Siren could not get turned around in time. And the Hawks are after Bellows for firing after the whistle as Mike Paluso, who just got recalled yesterday from Indianapolis and is making his National Hockey League debut tonight, went over to sign in on veteran Brian Bellows. Now Gilbert. And jammed into the North Star zone. Thought it was going to clear the glass. Look out! The puck just pulled by Billy Siren from certain disaster in the North Star crease. Presley fires it in deep for the Blackhawks. Giles crunched by Mike Eagles. Out of the corner they go. Bob Murray, woven line, shoots a pad save by Casey. And Brook again trying to check Murray with no stick. Blocked that one. Shot screen. Casey down. Larmer the shot, and it never got in as Tenorti came in and threw that big body in there to shut things down. Larmer drags it away. Brooks still there with no stick. Savard. Here's Bob Murray. Savard in the power play for Chicago. It has 1:16 to run. Murray and drive wide. The North Stars are at full strength, but another penalty is coming on Minnesota. And Roenick just leveled Stuart Gavin. Here's Dave Gagne. The Stars are at center. Gagne sends a high spinner to the corner. And Mike Paluso jumps up from Indianapolis. Will play it back in his first NHL game. He fanned on the puck. Gagne picks it up. Gagne could not get a shot away as Chevrier robbed him. Oh! Almost a big embarrassment for the rookie Mike Paluso. Thank you, Alan Chevrier. And finally, we'll have a stoppage of play with 3:56 left in the second period. Basil McCrae being barked at by Keith Brown. It is 1-0 North Stars, and we're not going anywhere. Stu Gavin swings around to get into it. The linesmen, Jerry Bateman and Dan Shakti, will try to keep order here.
Oh, here we go. Paluso and McCrae.
Welcome to the big time, kid. Here we go. And Brown comes in to try to protect Paluso a little bit. Not a bad idea.
Well, I think also what was happening here was that McCrae was trying to goad Paluso into a penalty.
Now Brown looked like he was going to take a little poke at Gagne, who still has his stick. Or Brown's stick, I should say. Brown still has his stick. McCrae is really getting lectured by one of the linesmen now.
And here comes Paluso now. Paluso, now you got a linesman between Paluso and McCrae, and another linesman between Gavin and also Sutter. Sutter's grabbing onto the face mask of Gavin.
And hanging on to it.
And the referee Marawelli is talking to both the players right now, telling them,
look out, here they go.
Paluso, McCrae.
Paluso and Basil McCrae. It is Mike Paluso in his first game in the National Hockey League, just up from Indianapolis. He was the tough guy down there, and he has chosen to mix it up with Basil McCrae.
No damage here, though, between these two players right now. The other combatants have they've gotten loose from each other. But McCrae and Paluso, as you can see, tied up, and a good right by McCrae as he's taking a couple, but and he's got to be tired. He's had a tough game. Now Paluso's not going to help him off of McCrae. Now trying to get in there.
Trying to swing
he's
those
6'4", so he can good right there by McCrae.
Parked him.
And now Paluso's got the sweater up where he can't see very well, and you see he's trying to, and McCrae still has that right loose of his, able to pull in there. Now he's got Velcro on the inside of his sweater, so there's another uppercut and then a couple more rights. And Paluso now a left by McCrae. McCrae's throwing a couple. Paluso is just trying to wrestle him because he can't fight him. And McCrae now he's trying to swing, but he missed completely. And down he goes, and McCrae on top. And I'll tell you, the North Stars have not only been ahead in this game 1-0, they also have been winning the physical part of this hockey game.
Here we go. It is entertainment end to end. The rookie and the North Stars, Basil McCrae, went at it. And down they are. This isn't finished yet. Eagles went hollering to the bench. And Basil gets the double high five. We'll be back with 3:56 left in the second. No damage there for Paluso. Let's see how this starts. This happened after Paluso coughed up the puck and Gagne got a big shot.
Now you got the linesman here and the referee. The referee says, I'll take one, you take the other. But neither one held on, so they let him go. And I think that was the plan, too. The referee probably comes out and says, okay, let's break them up and then let them go. They want to fight, let them fight. We'll tire them out. But the North Stars lose a little bit more in the exchange by McCrae going off the ice than with Paluso going off the ice.
Look at the arms on Basil's sweater. Those pull away pretty fast, so you're not going to get his sweater over his head.
Now Bob Kirshner doing a good job putting Velcro on those jerseys so that Basil can get loose when he has to.
He has used that right to good effect tonight.
Here are the penalties.
2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct penalty. Minnesota penalty number 17. Basil McCrae, 5 minutes for fighting, a 10-minute misconduct penalty, and a 5-minute match penalty for kneeing.
Kneeing, that's what Eagles have been complaining about.
Number 12,
we will be able to see it, I think, on the replay.
Okay, we'll see if we can pick it up here. Now watch when Paluso goes down here. As he goes down,
Blackhawk penalty number 26.
That, I think, could have been it right there. As he brought that right knee into him, they followed a 5-minute match penalty.
5-minute power play for the Hawks, but only 3:21 left in the second period. Loose puck, picked up down deep by Larmer. Great, now Larmer walks it in, tip shot, save, rebound, score! Casey got the first one, but he could not get number 2. Roenick, watched by Gagne, who takes a swing with a poke with a check. Roenick squirts through and shoots. Saved by Casey, the rebound. Score, Kirk Graham. No goal. There's no goal. Gilbert was swinging through the goal crease. There is no goal. Gilbert came breaking through the goal crease. Graham touched the puck. There is no goal. 10 seconds left in the period.
Look at Brown and Tenori. If the Lions will let them go, that should be a pretty good match up between those two players. They both have the size. But the Chicago Blackhawks coming close, and I'm not sure if it was kicked in or not because there was so much congestion in that area. Chambers missed the check on the far side. Ronan came in, and Chicago, putting the pressure on, got the puck into the net. But the referee, Dan Maruelli, was right in the top of the play and immediately signaled no goal. And that brought everyone else into the fracas as well, as we will probably have some penalties. We'll try and pick it up on the replay here. Here's where Roenick is coming in. He has beaten the defenseman. Now Watts, he takes the initial shot. The goaltender, Casey, makes a save. Watts coming over here. Dirk Grant coming from the far side. And there's the puck. And right here, Roenick coming in. And watch the left skate. It looked like it may have gotten the left skate or else the high stick, and you couldn't quite see it. And we'll see if we can pick it up once again with just 15 seconds to go in the period. Here's how it unfolded once again. Here's the shot initially. And we'll see if we can pick it up now. You'll see the puck come up here. Graham comes in. The puck goes back up in the air a little bit. Now watch Roenick right here as he comes up. And I think the left skate may have gotten into it, and that's what Maruelli was looking at. And so we'll have to watch as he very quickly had the arms and the
goal is not allowed.
Here it is.
Puck was directed in by a skate.
Okay.
Gavin trying to cut him off. Loose at neutral. Siren will throw it ahead. Was it tipped into the zone? No, it wasn't. Bob Murray there, and a little collision right on the inboards right away. Mackey is in there. The first man in down in the middle of all that was Gagne.
Gagne went and just take Murray out of the play, but it was an icing call, and Murray took offense to the fact that he was hit on the icing call, and so that brought the little skirmish between those players, but no damage done on the side of either team. Now Gilbert from the Hawks right in the middle of that. He looked at Tenori, kind of pushed back a little bit. This is not a time to take dumb penalties. The Blackhawks have a minute and 8 seconds on the power play. They're a minute and 13 seconds in the hockey game, and we're tied at 1.
It took about 3 hours and 12 minutes to play, and it is finally over. It is the final in overtime. The Minnesota North Stars won, and the Chicago Blackhawks won.
With us right now is one of the players, I think, instrumental in what's happened in this first period and how the game has gone so far, number 17, Basil McCrae. And I guess, Basil, the incident in the pregame warm-up here, fisticuffs taking place, everybody's fighting, pushing, shoving. What happened?
Well, division games, you know, we were all pumped up for the game. I think they were too, and I think it was just, you know, a matter of there was a lot of talking there at center ice, and one guy went over the line, and it just erupted from there. I don't think it was anything premeditated or anything like that. It just erupted right from you know, from center ice when both teams line up there during the warm-up. So, you know, it's fortunately none of our guys got hurt anyway. So, you know, when we came out, we played a good 20 minutes. So I think those things happen. You know, they don't happen too often, and you know, there was no real sucker shots or anything like that out there. So it was maybe just a bunch of boys having good, clean fun.
Donc, Yvon, je vous laisse un peu décrire ce que nous voyons présentement.
Alors, évidemment, c'est l'altercation qui s'est produite entre Wayne Van Dorp et Shane Sherla des North Stars du Minnesota. On voit Sherla, lui, est le numéro 27. Bien du moins, on peut l'apercevoir tout brièvement à l'écran. Il faut dire, Pierre, qu'au centre de la patinoire, pendant la période d'échauffement, on a vu Van Dorp qui est passé près de Sherla qui lui a donné un coup de bâton. Ouais. Et la période d'échauffement s'est poursuivie quand même. Et là, on a vu Van Dorp qui a fait un tour de patinoire. Il est revenu devant Sherlock, lui a donné un autre coup de bâton. Et c'est à ce moment-là que le combat a été engagé entre les deux joueurs.
Et Yvon, si vous me permettez, à ce moment-là, les officiels, bien sûr, ne sont pas sur la patinoire. Et c'est pourquoi les joueurs font la loi eux-mêmes, finalement.
Effectivement, on n'a pas vu Dan Maruelli, qui est l'officiel du match de ce soir. On ne l'a même pas vu du tout, d'ailleurs, pendant tout ce qui s'est produit lors de la période d'échauffement. Ça, c'est Wayne Van Dorp qui quitte la patinoire. Évidemment, on peut constater que c'est Sherlock qui a eu hautement la décision. Il reste néanmoins qu'on dit que Matt Pavlich, qui est le superviseur des officiels pour la Ligue nationale, l'un des superviseurs qui était là, lui, il a pris beaucoup de notes. Maintenant, on va attendre quel sera le verdict de Maruelli.
Et là, les événements se poursuivent. Évidemment, l'autre homme fort, et là, on voit Mike Keenan. L'autre homme fort des North Stars, qui est Basil McCrae. Vous allez le voir sûrement très souvent sur la patinoire, le numéro 17 des North Stars. Basil McCrae, lui, voulait s'en prendre à peu près à n'importe qui sur la patinoire. Et vous voyez Denis Savard, il a été, malgré sa petite taille, un des joueurs les plus, si vous me permettez l'expression, des plus actifs lors de cette échauffourée.
Et Sherlock, lui, n'a jamais quitté la patinoire. C'est ça qu'il faut bien comprendre. Donc, les North Stars avaient toujours un joueur de plus que les Blackhawks de Chicago. Et vous apercevez ici Denis Savard au haut de l'écran. Ça, ce sont Pierre Pagé, il y a Dave Chambers qui est là également, Doug Jarvis.
Et voici McCrae. Voici McCrae.
Et voici McCrae. Tout d'abord, il a voulu s'en prendre à Al Secord.
Oui.
Il a voulu s'en prendre également à Bob McGill. Pendant ce temps-là, derrière le filet des North Stars du Minnesota, vous aviez Denis Savard. Regardez derrière le filet. C'est Denis Savard qui est là. Là, il a voulu arrêter le tout. Puis, Sherlock est arrivé. Il a voulu lui faire un mauvais parti. Et à un certain moment, on a vu Denis Savard aller chercher son bâton. Il a voulu s'en prendre par la suite à Shane Sherlock.
Alors, vous voyez, il y a eu évidemment, ça c'est le numéro 24, c'est un nouveau venu avec les North Stars. C'est Mark Thénardier, enfin, un nouveau venu de cette saison. Thénardier est un autre solide gaillard. Là, vous voyez McCrae qui est encore aux prises avec quelques joueurs. Ça, c'est Al Secord. Il a bien sûr tenté d'engager le combat avec Secord. Là, on voit Everett Sanepas, qui était un autre dur à cuire au hockey junior à l'époque. Creighton était là également.